So I just wanted to record this really quick, this down and dirty effect. So there is a way to where you can have multiple shapes on a layer. So I'm just quickly applying a couple shapes out here. So make sure that they're cleared of effects. I'm going to default it. I'm going to make sure there's no stroke on it. And it doesn't matter what color these are, because in the end, they won't be any color. In fact, what I want to do is to the top layer here, I have one of the Illustrator default that looks like water droplets. What I actually want to do is so that I can dynamically move these around and the effect would work, is I actually want to select the layers appearance and apply this to the layers appearance. So already we're kind of getting the effect that we would want. And then we want to make sure that on the layer selection for the appearance, the content is all the way at the bottom. That is very important for this. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to remove the appearance from each of these objects, because now I can see them, I can select them. And then what I want to do is I'm going to come in here to the very top of the layer stack, select the layer name, and I'm going to first apply a pathfinder divide. What this will do is it'll break apart any layer elements underneath. Then I'm going to apply a path offset path. What this is going to do is it's going to give me my maximum boundary. Depending on what size you're going to be working with, you're going to want to figure out what you're going to want to have overlap. So how far do you want these to reach into each other? That looks about right to me, about 50 points, which is 0.694 inches. And then we're going to make sure that this is rounded so that it gives it that bubble effect. So I'm going to copy that. And then the next thing I'm going to do is make sure I reselect the layer above. So I'm actually selecting the layer and I'm selecting the layer name. And then I'm going to now apply a pathfinder add. And what that's going to do, it placed it to the bottom. So the first thing I want to have at the bottom is the divide. Then I'm going to have the offset. Then I'm going to have an add. And then I'm going to add one more offset, but I'm going to do this in the negative to remove the offset. And then this is where the magic comes in. So path, offset path. And now I'm going to do negative, and then I'm going to paste in what I had, and then I'm going to do round. Now I'm going to bring that to the top because it went to the bottom. Okay, one of these are backwards. There we go. So the negative is in between divide. Then we have add, and then we have offset again. Here's the cool trick. Now this is in the layer. So any object I put into this layer now, so if I draw a new shape, it's going to be added to the effect. And here's the cool thing. It's dynamic. I can move around and it will update pretty close to real time. Just because I'm recording, I'm not getting the effect that I actually would see. But now it has a water-like effect. So if I move it using the arrow keys, you can see that this is now a dynamic warp. And it actually is going to warp to it. And then with the appearance above here, I can sit here and modify this, change the color, and do everything that I would want to normally do with it. So go to advanced. Let's make sure we select one color. And then let's say we want to go pink. There we go. So now if I select this and rotate it, it actually will continually to update. So you can see that the effect is actually working. Don't know why it's doing that weird a thing. I think it's because this has an inset. Yeah. If anything's inset, sometimes it gives you that weird effect. But man, boy, is this effect really cool. Now you can actually have liquid in a layer. Now you can always create a new layer and then turn this into a sub layer. So that way, so it's not actually permanent. Another way you could do it is to have these, so you can select this liquid effect now. I'm going to hit new, and I now save that effect. I'm going to go ahead and delete this layer, and I'm starting on a blank layer. Let's just do some circles to make this easy. The easiest thing to do is bring out your pathfinder and then hit make compound shape. And then if I apply that effect to it, it will do the exact same thing, but now I have to use direct select to manipulate my bubbles. So that is another way to do it. And you can apply it to a compound shape. And you also, so let's release compound. So I'm just going to cheat here. I'm going to bring those out of that compound. So rather than having a compound shape, if I go group and apply this to the group effect, I get the same thing. So no matter what I do, this will apply the same way. Thanks for taking the short little video. Stay creative.